Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. Didn't get a video out to you on Monday, so happy Tuesday. Feeling a little under the weather, so took a day just to recoup, well, an evening I guess. I'm recording Monday evening technically, so I didn't take a full day, but that's neither here nor there. The last video that I put out was about Choose Your Legends, which whenever I live stream is always literally the first thing that people start talking about. So we know that it's hot on everybody's mind. However, there is something else that might be worth your consideration as well, because this is actually a guaranteed hero if, of course, they decide to run it again. I am, of course, speaking of A Hero Rises. What is The Hero Rises, you might be wondering? Well, way back when, there was this little thing called The Hero Rises. I think in 2018, they held voting for it as like kind of part of the anniversary type deal. We had just recently gotten Legendary Ike, and wouldn't you know it, everybody picked that. But not too far in the past, we also had Winter Tharja, because I think she was year 1 Winter as well. And then this was year 1 Dance as well. And then Hector, because people really liked Distant Counter, because that was literally the only way that we could get it. But I mean, just look at that nostalgia bomb, right? Such simpler times 2018 was. So everybody said, hey, you know what? Legendary heroes are kind of stupid. Let's make sure everyone gets one for free. And then that's pretty much what they did. And then we had that Xenolog pop up, which is still available today, where anybody who signs up or starts playing can get Legendary Ike through the Xenolog. So that was the first time that they did it. And again, that was 2018. 2019 rolls around. I don't believe they did it, which is interesting. They just kind of skipped over it. But then 2020 rolls around and they're like, hey, we're going to bring it back. But this time it's going to be limited distribution only. So once the winner was finally chosen, spoilers, it was Altina, they ended up only, I think, having her available for like a 3-month period. So anybody that signed up after probably like May or June, somewhere around there, you could no longer get her, because I think she started getting distributed in February. It was a long time. It feels like forever ago. I guess it wasn't that long ago, but Altina ended up winning. We had some very nice constellation prize in constellation, either one. Consolation prize, as my Midwest is coming out. Consolation prize in duo Alphonse, and then we had Sothis, Legendary Leaf, Winter Sothis, who was new that year, Legendary Azura, who still kind of annoying to deal with, and then Legendary Alm, and then Edelgard. I don't know what people were thinking. Everybody was 3 houses mad, I guess, and then they all voted for her for Choose Your Legends anyway, so I don't know. Neither here nor there. Altina ended up winning. That was the correct choice, but it wasn't just a straight vote off. They ended up doing a voting gauntlet to eventually pick the crowned winner of the entire event. Why is that problematic? Well, the RNG factors of multipliers were still a thing in voting gauntlet. That meant unless you had like your top 2 picks in the top 2 slots in the finals, you may have gotten a free Edelgard. And I think we all know how well she aged in terms of fodder for people who just outrightly didn't really care for an Edelgard. But instead what we had was a really good unit, and then a really good unit with really good fodder, which honestly, that's your best case scenario when it comes to this. Same thing kind of with Brave Ike, or not Brave Ike, Legendary Ike. So many Ikes. What a time to be alive. Legendary Ike, he wasn't necessarily great on fodder at the time, probably, but not so much anymore. He has not aged super well, but at the time, he was really good. And you know, if you've put a little extra elbow grease into him since then, he is still pretty good. So ultimately, the thing that you want to think about with A Hero Rises is what's a unit that's really good, that could be really helpful for a lot of people, especially free-to-plays, and then what's a really good unit that people don't necessarily care about having and using, but have good fodder potential. And that ultimately kind of makes up what I'm assuming we should be looking at for Choose Your... not Choose Your Legends. Hero Rises. Oh, God, there's so many things. I'm still not feeling great. But we're muddling through. So, let's take a look. I have a handful of units that I have prepared for your viewing pleasure to maybe see if any of these are worth our time or consideration. And honestly, I think there's a top 4 here to really think about overall. But I've saved those for last, conveniently. So, New Year Alphonse. Very good, right? Always nice to have. Good fodder, you know. Still good fodder, even a year later. Still really handy to have around. Still a very strong unit, just in general. 2-turn cooldown with his weapon. Special spiral, close counter. What's not to love about that? Very little. He is a blue tome. Blue tomes get special treatment. I don't know if you've noticed. Every blue tome is usually pretty darn good. Duo Alphonse is no different. Eden. Spring Eden. Now I know a thing or two about Spring Eden because I have so many of them. Double special banners. Anyway, Duo Eden. Very strong. Very good. Strong duo skill. Stupid stats. You can see 41-41 on the defenses over here. Even at just a +1 merge. Stupid. Good fodder. Vengeful Fighter is very, very good. Go Dragons. I guess if you're doing a dragon team, good. Sturdy Stance. I know a thing or two about Sturdy Stance fodder because I have so much of it. And I put it on a lot of things now. So, something to consider. Not necessarily the meta of armors that we're living in, but Spring Eden, Duo Eden, she can do a lot. So, definitely worth some consideration. Young Sita has like 80% effective rate against everything in Heroes. Kind of stupid. Ridiculous base kit. Joint hone attack. Distant counter. Whatever this does. It's like a better lull. I don't even know. Feather Sword is obviously the big draw here because she gets basically Vantage and effective damage against, like, again, 80% of the game. So, very good to have. Very nice unit to own if you don't. Summer Byleth. Worth consideration. Sun Percussors. Very nice. Duo Skill. Very nice. Overall, flying unit. Super good. You can throw in a wind sweep build, which is pretty cheap, and make her pretty dumb. Overall, if you don't care, you get some Ruptured Sky fodder. And on top of that, there's some other stuff that she's got. I have given her some things. I think she comes with attack speed push, I want to say. And then we've got the Duo Chill as well. So, some consideration. Might be worth yours, if nothing else. Pirate Tibarn. Strong unit. Comes with Dive Bomb. And Heavy Blade 4. And Gale Force. What is not to like? I'll wait. I'll give you a moment. Exactly. There is nothing that you dislike about Pirate Tibarn. He is a relatively newer seasonal. One of those oddball specials that we're assuming will eventually come back. He has also not shown up on a double special. None of the pirates have shown up on double special yet. So that is maybe something to consider. He is technically a wee bit rarer than some of the other seasonals like these guys. Alphonse, again, I don't know. He's sharing with this year's New Year's. I don't really know what's happening with that. Future details wise. Bramimond. If you don't know why Bramimond is good, you probably don't play Ether Raids, but that's okay. Overall, he has, you know, some good stuff here. I have him equipped with Moonbow because why the heck not? But I think if you give him a close counter, he's pretty solid. I believe he comes with attack defense push and attack res lull. So that's something to think about. Obviously, impenetrable dark, not inheritable, but disable skills of all foes, excluding foe in combat, during combat. kind of stupid. Very nice to have if you don't have one. If you do have one, then you probably understand why I put him on the consideration list. But with all that said, these are the 4 that I would probably think about first. And I'll start over here with Goatmiss. Freya. Light season. Very offensive. Can kind of do ridiculously dumb things. This is her base kit, by the way. I've not done anything to this. Outside of give her ether, I think is all I've done. So, she comes with some stupid things. Attack speed solo 4. Pulse smoke. Good to have on anybody's. Binding necklace, obviously not inheritable. But if you're using her, it's a very good skill. Very good skill. She does like to be alone. So it's not necessarily a matter of your other party members having to buff her or anything like that. She's kind of just a one-woman steam machine, which is kind of nice when you're just getting that 1 unit solo. So there's some consideration for you. Bride Micaiah. Duo Micaiah. Why is Duo Micaiah worth? Well, she's just kind of a win button, I'll be honest. I've given her a lot of different things, but her base kit alone, pretty solid. She comes with Mystic Boost as well, which I know we have as a seal now, but it's still nice to have, I guess. And then on top of that, she's got Attack Res Push, which is very nice. Her base kit in general works very well for her, just overall. But on top of that, this. Dominance. Dominance is stupid. It's stupid good. She will literally try to attack something 1 turn and face death. And then duo skill, and it's like nothing ever happened. It's just a delete button that you get to pick, and you pick an opponent, and they go away forever. It's like the Shadow Realm. She is basically just stupid, but in a good way. Obviously, another seasonal unit. We have seen them come back. They are on the typical seasonal rotation, along with the other special holidays that we've had. Not necessarily one-offs like lunch or hot springs or pirates or what have you. Brides always come back every year. So far. So far. Following up with that, we'll say Altina. Duo Altina. Sorry, harmonized Altina. Cross-time duo harmonized Altina, because as you can see, yes, Radiant Dawn and Path of Radiance are 2 different games. I feel like it's cheating, but that's just me. So, what's not to like about harmonized Altina? It's like regular Altina, like the mythic Altina, but better. Can she fly? No. But she has this. That's the actual skill. She gets Vantage. Why is that good? Because she doesn't have to be under health to use it. She just gets to use it. So literally, you can run a Gale Force build on her, or just stick her out in the middle of nowhere, hit the Harmonize button, and immediately you're just killing everything. And that's basically... Oh gosh, she's speaking now. That's basically what this kind of build does. Heavy Blade 4 plus whatever is really, really nice. I think if you use like Moonbow or something like that, you're pretty much hitting a Moonbow every time. Because again, Ragnall Alendite, good stuff. You can counterattack no matter what. You get distant counter, and you attack twice no matter what. So it's 2-way brave weapons along with distant counter built into a single weapon. Everybody picked Altina last year as the winner, or I guess the voting gauntlet peoples picked Altina as the winner last year. This is like a better Altina because now you can also run Null Steed Disrupt, or, you know, whatever you want to do. There's a lot of different build options with her that you can do, just because you get that 1-turn Vantage no matter what. And, I mean, most maps you can pretty much clear like that. So, I would say Winter Altina is probably up there in my top 3 along with Bride Micaiah. But the one thing that I think you might want to consider is Ninja Lyn. Why Ninja Lyn? Well, similar to Altina, she does get the brave weapon effect. It's not two-way, it's only if you initiate combat. But it also gives a cooldown and gives you a speed bump of 4. That's really nice. Especially with, you know, a 2-turn special that suddenly becomes a 1-turn special. That's a moonbow every turn, my friends. Literally every turn. She's a flyer, so she's got good movement. She has all the fun flyer skills, especially with rain now. That's an option for you. Rain skills are very nice. Thank you for introducing those, IS. But on top of that, and again, if you play Ether Raids, if you care about Ether Raids, you've probably run into this situation already. This. It allows you to move again after having entered combat. Now, if you don't know what that means, basically means you get to pick a Gale Force whenever you want, one time. Unless you have a certain structure in Ether Raids that allows you to use it twice first, and then the next turn, as long as you do it within so many turns. It's really good. It's like stupid good. I don't understand why they would do this, but they did. And so basically, they gave you a win with Lyn. She's fast. She hits really hard. She can Gale Force after attacking at your choosing. There's really no thought here. You can outfit her however you want. This is pretty much her base kit for the most part. Like I said, you don't have to think too much with Ninja Lyn. You just kind of point and click, and then that's it. So it's kind of similar to Micaiah, but not nearly as situational. Obviously, Micaiah has that beefy attack stat, but she's not as fast. You get dominance, which is nice. Again, Winter Altina. Lots of options that you can run with her. Lots of fun things you can do. If you just want a really basic, easy win, Ninja Lyn is pretty much your play. So I would ultimately say these guys are your top 3 here. I'd be willing to bet that those 3 are going to do pretty darn well overall in terms of voting. If they do, in fact, bring it back. They may not. It's possible that they don't. But if they do, I would expect to see those 3 in the top rankings at some point. I will say this. Please don't vote for Reagan. I know she's good. I'm aware that she's good. But we got her for free. And she was on the banner where you could spark for her. Do not vote for Reagan. I know she's popular. I know she's new. I know how much people love that. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. You want to vote for somebody a little more rare and hard to get. Plus, Reagan will be back frequently, I assure you, on Mythic and Legendary banners. Probably 3-ish times a year, which will likely be more than any of those seasonal banners anyway. So definitely something to keep in mind. Please don't vote stupidly if they bring it back. Don't pull an Edelgard on me. Please do not do that again. Y'all gave me a heart attack last year. Please don't do it again. But those are just some units that I think are probably up for consideration. All of them kind of function a little bit differently. The majority of them all have pretty good fodder that you can inherit too if you don't care about the unit in particular. Ultimately, if they end up doing a voting gauntlet, we just want to get 2 really good candidates to the top 2 into the finals so that we have kind of like a win-win situation, especially when RNG in voting gauntlet exists. So, with that said, thank you all for watching. If you found this helpful, you can leave a like on the video, or you can subscribe and come back for more later. Leave a comment and let me know what you think they should do. I am assuming that they will, if they do it, they will probably have a limited release window again, because there's a lot of OP units, and I think they kind of figured that with Ike, power creep would eventually set in. But Altina, she's just kind of stupid good, and they were like, we probably can't. Probably shouldn't leave that one just hanging around forever. So there's that. but it'll probably be limited release, just something to consider. Let me know in the comments who you would like to see for a Hero Rises 2021. Again, assuming that they do it. And we'll all have a good time, just talking about endless possibilities in the comments. So, anyway, that's it from me. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe, come on back for more, and until then, I will catch you next time.